Hey guys, welcome back to my page. So I want to do a quick preview on the movie 50 Shades Free. Now, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of this franchise, 50 Shades of Grey. I've been since it first came out, and I think it was the first one came out in 2015, I think. And the second one came out 2017 last year, and the third one is coming out this Valentine's Day. And I just got the news, you guys. Like, it's really kind of disappointing news about the movie because I'm like, what the freak is this? Why is it ending, you guys? It's ending. The story is ending. And it's not the fact that it's ending, but it's ending terribly, you guys. And it's funny because I was at work today. As you guys know, I'm in my second year of a PhD program, and as part of that requirement, I have to do a certain amount of hours. And so I'm an intern right now, intern psychologist at this treatment center in the Valley out here in California. And my coworker, she's all into the lifestyle. And it's crazy because I just found out that she is into the lifestyle. And she was like giving me this scoop on the movie. And I asked her, I say, are you going to see it? And she rolled her eyes at me. And I'm like, what? What's up? She was like, it's not even worth it. And I was like, what is going on? Now, the movie has not come out yet. It's supposed to be released next month. And I'm in contact right now with a connect that I have out here in Hollywood who gave me free tickets actually, to the premiere that I went to last year, you guys. And it was phenomenal, by the way. So if you guys want to go check out my live video that I did at the movie premiere, for 50 Shades Darker 2017, you guys can go check that out on my YouTube channel at Arthur D. Leach, Danny's World. But I'm in contact with her now, and she's like, I'm talking to her. The same girl I got the tickets from last year for the movie premiere. And I'm like, look at sister up, look at sister. She was like, she's working on it or whatever. So I'll probably be coming back with you guys, to you guys with a live video when I'm at the premiere, hopefully this year. So keep your fingers crossed, you guys. Keep your fingers crossed. But y'all, my coworker, I'm talking to her, and she in a way kind of spoiled it for me. So I'm gonna spoil it for you guys. So this is a kind of a spoiler, but not really. For you guys who are big fans of 50 Shades of Grey, you guys probably already read this book. Now, granted, I have not read any of the books, any of the, printed material. I just went to go see the movie, and I'm a huge fan. I am. But up until today, I kind of got disappointed because, and let me know if you guys saw the movie. What do you guys think about the movie 50 Shades Darker? But y'all, when I say I got disappointed to hear the bad news, because she told me how it ended. And she was like, basically, y'all, why am I so disappointed? I don't know. But she just told me how it ended. And she's like, basically, he gets healed. He gets healed. I'm like, healed? He gets healed. So they're looking at it, the writer, which probably she knows nothing about the lifestyle. She's not even probably part of the lifestyle, right? But she decided to write this incredible love story centered on BDSM. And come to find out, she's doing us injustice, y'all. She's doing us injustice to the lifestyle, to the BDSM. And I see what people were saying now. I see people were attacking, 50 Shades of Grey, right? And I came to her rescue, the writer's rescue. I came to her defense, and I was like, no, she did a great job with the movie. I love the storyline. I had her back, y'all. And this is granted, I haven't read the book, right? So I guess the story is already complete in the book, but she's telling the story, through movie format. And y'all, just so disappointing, y'all. So disappointing, because come to find out, she's treating it as, I could be wrong, but from what I get from my coworkers, she's treating it as a disorder. She's treating it as something is wrong. BDSM is not pathological. She's pathologizing this interest, this lifestyle, you guys. And I'm like, no, what the freak is this? This cannot be happening. Like, how do you get everybody all sucked up and interested into this storyline, and then you turn around and end it with, Oh, he gets healed, so he gets better. And I had a feeling that she was gonna do that. Y'all, I had a feeling that that's what was gonna happen because the part two, she opens up the story, talking about how they basically take us back to how he got there, like how he became such a dominant man. I'm gonna tell you guys in this video how I got involved into the lifestyle and why am I interested in it, and some different aspects of the lifestyle I think that need to be clarified because some people just don't get it. But y'all, it's just y'all don't understand how disappointed I am to hear this sad news that he gets healed. I'm like, healed? There's nothing wrong with this man. But, the second part, like I said, she opens up the story and she talks about how he grew up as a child and different things he went through. He was abused as a child and kind of the cycle, the way she tells the story as if, the cycle continues, where he was abused. So in order for him to cope with, I guess, his childhood abuse, this is how he deals with it, right? By getting these women, getting inside their heads and, getting them hooked to the lifestyle and taking control of them, dominating them, you guys. And I'm like, no, don't you fucking it up. I was advocating for this movie. I was advocating for it because I felt like it was advocating for us. The movie was advocating for the BDSM practitioners and people who practice a lifestyle, For some people, it's just about the play sessions, right? So they keep the activity within the bedroom. But for some of us, this is a lifestyle, you guys. This is a way of being. And for her to sit up there and pathologize it as if it's something wrong, and then we have part 3 coming out next month, where basically the ending of the story, he gets better, so to speak. So, what the hell? Is nothing wrong. He was perfectly fine, right? Like, perfectly fine. And he gets healed. So we're not going to see any more. That's the end. Like, we're not going to see any more to this story. Like, what the hell? In part 2, we get introduced to his previous sub. And I find that caveat to the story pretty interesting because she comes in and she looking toe bad, y'all. She looking like she done been through a hurricane, tornado, like she done been through the mud, psychologically, physically, and everybody who people who really know BDSM and know this lifestyle understand that yes, it can have some psychological effects. If you're not careful, and you're not taking precautionary measures, it can definitely have some damaging psychological effects if you're not careful. Y'all, but there's nothing wrong with the lifestyle, I was rooting for her. I was rooting for the movie, the franchise, 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like, okay, now we finally got a mainstream movie that is going to bridge the gap between vanilla folks and people who are considered to be freaks, so to speak. They call us freaks, y'all, because what we practice is so much different than your traditional vanilla lifestyle. And I feel like because we are such a misunderstood community, I think it really helps to have media, movies, whatever, film, plays, books, anything that helps kind of explain it in a way that people can understand and they can digest and grasp and have a respect for and appreciation for it. And I thought that's what 50 Shades of Grey was until I talked to my coworker and she tells me it's not that. She tells me that part 3, this man gets healed. I'm like, what the hell? He gets healed. So I see now I see why people, I guess probably who have read the book, prior to seeing the movie, give this movie a 1-star review. And I see why they say that this movie is crap. This movie is not a good representation of BDSM. I get it now. I see. And I'm so upset, y'all. I'm like, come on. So we need to, I don't know what we need to do. We need to come together, people in the lifestyle. There needs to be a movie made that really represents us, the lifestyle, in a positive light, and of course, there's some bad sides to it, some dark sides to BDSM, but overall, people who are in the lifestyle, we good, like, things are good. And here's somebody come who ain't even part of the lifestyle, come and fuck it up, and telling this story, basically sending a message to mainstream America and the world that this is the root of people who practice BDSM, or something has to be wrong with them. Like, that is a stereotype. That's a misconception that's often believed about people who are in the lifestyle. Immediately people somehow assume that, oh, if you practice BDSM, then you were abused. If you, let's say you were submissive and interested in the lifestyle, something is wrong with you. You suffered abuse as a child. And I'm like, that can be so far from the truth. That has nothing to do with it. That's just like saying people who are gay, men who like taking it up the ass, they were abused, they were raped as children. That's not true. But yet we have this movie here that I vouch for, and I still do, right? Because I like a lot of aspects of the story. I love the characters. I mean, they played their role. I got a chance to meet them last year, 2017. I got a chance to meet the writer and director. I mean, phenomenal people, right? It's like, y'all, I'm like, no, this is such a huge disappointment because I had faith in this movie. I had faith in this movie to bridge the gap, to be a tool to educate the masses on us and our lifestyle. And then here she ends it with, he gets better, as if something was wrong with him for being a dominant man. Like, that's all he was. This man was a dominant man. I mean, yes, he had his freaky so-called fetishes, right? Freaky fetishes, which I don't think, I don't think that's a good word either. People I've come across and I tell them, I'm interested in lifestyle, and they're like, oh, you a freak. I'm like, really? That's not a good word. They're like, oh, it's a good term. I was like, no, it's really not. It's a derogatory term to define a person who feels free enough to express themselves sexually. If you guys are watching, feel free to comment. I want to make this a more of an interactive discussion, so don't be scared. Don't be scared to share your thoughts. Don't even be afraid just to say hi. But I just had so much hope and faith in this movie to do it for us in the community. And I'm like, come on. Now I see why and what people are saying with respect to this movie, that it's not a good representation of the lifestyle. And for it to end that way, I'm like, come on. I'm still going to see the movie anyway next month. Hopefully, my connect that I have here in LA, she gets me tickets to the premiere like she did last year. Because it was, y'all don't understand. To be in a room, a theater with had to be over 1,000 people in that theater who support the lifestyle. It was just so refreshing, just to be around a community of people, who are kind of like you, right? Who have similar interests as you, it's not seen as taboo or something is wrong, right? I'm like, here she go fucking it up for us. Here she just had to go and fix the man. I'm like, come on. I don't know what is going to come out of him so-called getting fixed. I don't know if him and Anastasia in the movie, if they continue on with the relationship, so-called healthy relationship or a traditional vanilla relationship as they want to call it. But I'm like, come on. It cannot end this way. It cannot end this way, man. Now I really want to go see the movie, and I think I'm probably going to be so disappointed because it's not what I look forward to. I'm out here in my courtyard, and he just turned on the lights, but it's definitely not what I'm looking forward to, because people want to see more. Like, I want to see more of the kink. I want to see more of the bondage and more of the discipline, the physical discipline. That's an important piece to it. People who practice lifestyle understand how important it is. The physical discipline. The fact that he ties her up, and he doesn't even have to tie her up. The fact that he was such a good dom mentally, because people who understand the lifestyle understand, and they know that it starts in the mind. This thing is psychological more than it is physical or sexual. And the fact that he was able to get into her mind and dominate her mentally, you guys, that speaks volumes. He didn't even have to tie her up. Like, he got to the point where she would just lie down and ask for it. He was like, I want to be spanked. I want this. That's the point every dom wants to get to, where his submissive is asking for it, and it doesn't have to be forced. And I'm just like, what in the hell? Why? Why are you destroying the lifestyle? Because we know how popular this movie is, you guys. Like this movie is international. And for it to end like that, I'm like, come on. Don't do this to us. But I do want to, before I end this video, I kind of want to talk to you guys a little briefly, which I already came to you guys a little bit before, and I think I'm losing sunlight, so hold on. I'll be right back, you guys. Right back. Hold on. All right, I'm back, y'all. But yeah, I wanted to say, I got into the lifestyle back in 2014. So it was actually going on 4 years for me that I've been in the lifestyle. And I was attracted to the lifestyle because I'm like, wow, there's actually a community that supports this stuff. Like, a lot of people don't understand it because I think in our society, we've transitioned from the whole dom sub aspect. We transitioned from, where men would hold the dominant role in a relationship. It's traditional, it's traditional for the man to take the lead. But nowadays, especially with the women's rights movement and feminism, women are kind of asking for their independence and for their freedom, to have more control, in relationships, and to be able to make their own decisions. And that is absolutely fine. But with that, obviously changes the dynamic in most relationships and expectations, as it relates to gender roles. And so I think it makes things a lot difficult because you have some people like myself and other people who are in the lifestyle who want to kind of prefer to hold on to that the traditional gender roles of a man taking the lead, a man being dominant, a man being in charge, and the women kind of falling in and being submissive. It's not to say that a woman becomes a doormat and allows this man to do anything. No. But people who really understand the lifestyle and the dynamic between a man and a woman, a dom and a sub, know that for the sub, it's empowering. If it's motivating, it's like a word that you really can't describe. It's refreshing, it's freeing to be able to give up control of yourself to a person that you love. It's like a gift, For the man, it is refreshing, it's motivating, it's a turn on to be able to dominate a woman psychologically, and not only that, but physically, sexually. I mean, I think in most relationships, most men have sexual domination down pat. Most men know how to dominate a woman in the bedroom. They have that down pat. That's easy, right? That's easy to take control in the bedroom. But to be able to do it 24/7, that is where the challenge lies, I think. It becomes challenging for a lot of men, I think, because some men don't really get it. They don't understand what it means to be dominant. A lot of men think it's about just, you know how to lay it down in the bedroom. And it's just like, dude, it takes way more than that to be a dominant man. I think a lot of men are confused about the definition of dominance. Like, to me, it's sad, first of all, that we're in 2018 and men don't know what the hell it means to be dominant. You'll be surprised how many men, they just have blank looks on their faces when they're introduced to this whole idea of dominance, and they're like, what is dominant? What does it mean to be dominant? I'm like, are you freaking serious? Are you really asking me this? Like, what does it mean to be dominant? Because of course I'm back on the dating scene, right? And I mean, I've come across some real doms, but I come across some men who are just curious, and they're like, what does it mean to be dominant? I'm like, dude, while I'm a very good communicator, I don't feel like, as a submissive, it's not my responsibility to explain to you or to teach you how to be dominant. You get what I'm saying? That's not my role. I would never take the time to teach a man how to be dominant, Only here in this video, of course, because I feel like it's necessary. You guys, I feel like, I have a burning desire to break it down to you guys, and I come to you guys in several other videos and talk to you guys about BDSM, dominance and submission, why I'm attracted to the lifestyle. But to me, it's alarming that men just don't get it. They don't understand what it means. It's like, how do you not understand what it means to be dominant? Like, how can you not understand as a man? But to me, the fact that men are clueless, it speaks to the fact that we have transitioned as a society. from the traditional roles, gender roles in a relationship where a man takes the lead. So now men are looking around like, what does it mean to be a man? AKA dominant. What does that mean? Women are making just as much money as men nowadays. And, men are just like, what does it mean to be dominant? And when I speak about this, men get offended. Men get offended. I'm like, dude, I have certain preferences, right? I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. So, I keep going back to this post that I made because it's so relevant in so many different aspects. About the post about, will I date a man who makes less than 60 grand a year? And I'm like, dude, salary, how much a man makes is really important to a relationship, especially when it comes to a BDSM relationship. So for you guys who want to come on my post and attack me because I say I have a preference in dominant men, take it into context and understand something about the lifestyle that I am a part of. You get what I'm saying? My interests. It goes deeper than just, a woman is going to be a gold digger. It's like, come on. I guess that's in their mind. That's how far they can think. But it goes deeper than that. I don't need a man for his money. A woman can make her own money. Women have been making their own money. But it is more about psychological domination. No man can dominate this mind of mine if he makes less money than me. It's just impossible. You get what I'm saying? Especially, you got men that live at home with their mom, but you want you want me to look at you as a dominant man, but your mom is taking care of you. It's like, dude, you're not even dominant. So yes, financial responsibility and stability, right? Being successful financially plays a major role in one's ability to be able to dominate. That's why I think as part of the storyline, 50 Shades of Grey, you see this man, he's not a broke ass man. This man has wealth. He's not even rich. He's richer than rich. He's wealthy. You get what I'm saying? This man has his business, probably is $1 billion organization company, right? He has lots of employees. This man is at the top. That is important. That is important. Not to say, okay, the guys that I'm attracted to, they have to be billionaires. But trust and believe it plays a role. A man's financial security, ability to be able to provide for not only for himself, but to be able to make certain decisions and moves in life. It is, trust me, it's relevant and it matters. And it's more to it than, being a gold digger. It goes deeper than that. I want you guys to kind of take a step outside of your traditional way of thinking. It goes deeper than that. A man cannot call himself setting rules, setting expectations of a woman, setting boundaries and expecting her to meet those boundaries when his ass talking about, he got a roommate. You coming home to a roommate. No, have your own place. A woman is more likely to listen to a man, to follow a man's directions and orders, as you call them. I know that's foreign language to you guys. A lot of women like, what orders? No man is not going to order me around. But this is accepted in the lifestyle for women who are attracted to this lifestyle. And that's just what they are and what they do. That's perfectly normal women want to be ordered around. Women want to be told what to do. You get what I'm saying? That is a certain kind of fetish. And it goes beyond the bedroom for you guys who only can think about sex. Your mind can't think beyond sex. But it goes beyond that. No woman is not going to listen to no man if he can't even keep his fucking lights on. Imagine a man trying to dominate a woman psychologically and tell her, I want you to be home at 5 o'clock p.m. sharp. But your ass can't even you don't even own a car. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's kind of limited, I think. She's not going to reverence you in the same way she would a man who has his own place, who is financially stable, right? Who can make certain moves financially. It makes a difference, Not only that, but he has intellect. He has to be smart. And I find it so interesting. Like, y'all don't know, I'm in a very exciting time in my life right now. It's really exciting. I learn a lot. I'm learning a lot, by being a single person and just coming across so-called wannabe doms. Like, it's funny because men who I come across, I tell them, I'm a sub, right? Or I'm submissive and I'm attracted to dominant men. Like, that shit gets me turned on. And these men be like, oh, I'm dominant. Like, you're dominant, but you can't even hold a conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't even express yourself. Not to say you have to use big words when you're talking to me. Like, I think sometimes men get misguided because they know that they think, okay, well, she's a PhD student, so let me talk proper language, let me speak, in all of these intelligent terms. And I'm like, dude, you're doing too much. You don't have to use every word in the fucking Oxford Dictionary, or be an expert in language expression to be able to hold a conversation, You just have to be smart. You have to have good social skills. And I think a lot of men, some men are lacking in that. A lot of men who claim to be dominant, but you can't even communicate verbally. How can you get into my head psychologically if you can't even express yourself? You don't even know how the words, you can't even find the words to articulate what you want in a relationship, what you expect of me in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? I talk to men and they say, oh, well, what you doing or what this, they don't even know what to say. I'm just like, I lost interest. You can't even hold my attention. You can't even hold a conversation. I can't even think of some of the things that I hear from men. I'm just like, are you serious? A man does not have to have a college degree to be necessarily on my level and to be able to communicate with me, right? Or to be an intellectual. You don't have to have a degree. You have a lot of men that never been to college, but they are very smart people. They're intellectuals, and that's definitely a component. Having that expressive language ability to be able to communicate and articulate yourself in a way that is very authoritative. That shit turns me the hell on. You got men that can't do that. They're very passive. They're waiting on the woman to make the move. And I feel like, yes, we've transitioned our society. It's a social thing, It's not necessarily pointing fingers at, that man or this man or that man. No, this is a social thing that's affecting a lot of men where the dynamic, the roles have changed. The roles are loosening up. Back in the day, men would go out, they're interested in the woman, right? They would court a woman, take her out, pay for the meal. I was just having a discussion with my coworker today, and I said, how the hell we get to the point where we're having a debate on who should pay for the fucking first date? Where back in the day, if a man wanted a woman, it was no question about it. He was going to pay for that date. You get what I'm saying? He will be opening doors. He would be calling the shots. Not to say she doesn't have any input. You get what I'm saying? But come on, taking the lead. Men have no clue what that looks like. And I think I'm very selective, not just because, I'm selective anyway. Like, initially, outside of BDSM, I'm kind of picky when it comes to the kind of man that, gets my wheels turning, right? So definitely when you add the layer of BDSM, it becomes even more complicated because men just don't get it. I tell men I like a man to take the lead, and yet they still sitting back waiting on me to send a text message, waiting on me to start the conversation. I'm like, dude, you're not a dom. You're not a dom. A dom takes the lead. When I was introduced to this lifestyle, y'all, in 2014, he was a real dom. A real dominant man. Like, this man showed me, and we didn't even have sex. So it was amazing to see how a person can control another person psychologically without even having to get physical. That to me is gold. That's amazing. You have men that go straight to, oh, I can do this to you in the bedroom. They think that turns me on. Like, oh, I can bend you over. I have you tied up. I'm like, that shit don't turn me on. Yes, those are certain aspects of the lifestyle that interest me, but that's not for a person who I don't know, we're talking about first encounter type of thing where we're getting to know each other, and you talking about what you're gonna do to me in the bedroom, that does not turn me on. That is a complete turn off, you know? And for you guys who are familiar with me, you guys know that I do have a website. I have a blog where I actually wrote a story about my first experience as a submissive in 2014. You guys should go and read that because it kind of paints a portrait of what I'm talking about. How, yes, there's some sexual aspects to it, but we did not have intercourse. And I find it so interesting, and it's much more powerful when a man can do that to a woman. You get what I'm saying? When he can do that to a woman, like women know what I'm talking about, submissive women. You watching this video, you know what I'm talking about. When a man can get into your head psychologically, you get what I'm saying? Like he got you. Everything else will fall into place. Will fall into place. Men, they get taken back and thrown away when I tell them like these are the things I'm interested in. These are the things that turn me on. It's okay if you're not interested. If you can't deliver that, fine. That is completely fine. You get what I'm saying? It's not to mean that you're a bad person because that's not your cup of tea. We all have different interests. But as far as me, I know what gets my wheels turned on, and I definitely know the kind of man and the stature of man that I like. Now, is it necessarily the man, Christian, what's his name? Christian Grey and 50 Shades of Grey? Kind of, but not necessarily exactly, He has a lot of dominant aspects, but there are some parts of him that, aren't necessarily my cup of tea or whatever, But definitely the psychological aspect he has down pat. Y'all have to watch the movie. There's a lot of criticism about 50 Shades. But if you really watch, just watch the dynamic, watch the things that this man does and says, and look at her reaction, right? Because there's two main characters in the story. You have Christian Grey and you have, I think her name is Anastasia, his sub, right? She was actually his intern at first. No, not his intern. I think she was an intern interviewing him, and that's how they met. And just watch the things that he does and says to her and watch her reaction. You get what I'm saying? A lot of men, you have a lot of African American men, right? Because I've heard this, and they say, I bet he will not be able to do those things. He will not be able to dominate her psychologically if he didn't have that money. So one can make the argument, okay. And so you have African American men say, well, who's really the dominant one? Is it, I think they making it a race thing. Is it a white man versus a black man? If you take the money away from Christian in that movie, in the story, will he be able to dominate? If he didn't have that money, will he be able to dominate? It's like, no shit. It's obvious, He probably would, because you still have men that are able to dominate women and they broke as hell, right? So, and then it comes to issue of, okay, what is crossing the line? What is too much, right? So I have to definitely mention that in this video because, there's a point where the mental domination, physical domination can be a little bit too much. You can cross the line. It can be borderline or considered to be abusive behavior. So I think, you have a lot of that going on, especially in relationships, people of low SES, low, socioeconomic status or whatever. It happens, all the time where you just have men that, they're dominant by nature and they kind of take advantage of it and they abuse their privilege. But that's not what I'm talking about, and that's not what BDSM is. I feel like a lot of times people, they confuse the two. Because the thing about BDSM, it is a lifestyle that is practiced between people who mutually consent to this lifestyle. And not only that, but the lifestyle to me is so attractive because the roles are more clearly defined. When the man and the woman know and have expectations on what they can expect going into the relationship. These things are kind of laid out in the beginning. Whereas in most traditional relationships, the lines are, yes, you have expectations on what you want in a relationship, but in terms of the gender roles and the dynamic between a man and a woman, those lines aren't so clear. So a lot of times, that's why so much arguments and conflict between men and women, because men don't know their place, women don't know their place. You got two people trying to drive the ship or trying to drive the boat, and it's just not working. It's just not working. So I think that is the beauty of BDSM, because it is more structured, it is more clearly defined. Women know their roles. Everyone involved knows their role. And it gives you, it's a space where it gives you the opportunity to basically be yourself, to act out these fantasies that you may have, whatever that fantasy may be, with the person that you trust and that you feel safe with. But as far as this movie, y'all, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm still gonna go see it, but I'm really disappointed in the movie, because it's not good, y'all. It's not a good look for the BDSM community. And I feel like if people watch that movie assuming this is what BDSM is about, they're gonna be misled. Going to be misled into thinking that, oh, it stems from people who are psychologically distressed or confused, and they had this terrible childhood growing up. Most of them were abused, and then they just act out these fantasies just to cope with their psychological problems or trauma. And it's like, no, that is not the case. A lot of people are attracted to lifestyle because they just are, because they have certain things within the lifestyle that are interesting, different things you get to act out. You guys will be amazed how many different aspects of there are of the lifestyle, how many roles are involved in the lifestyle. You have the daddy dom, you have the baby girl, you have master, you have slave, you have owner, you have pet. Like, there's so many different aspects to the lifestyle. And those are just a few roles that I threw out there. And that's why I feel like that's where my role comes in, because I have to create a community of people who practice lifestyle. And not only that, but just be able to bridge the gap, between the BDSM community and the vanilla community, so that people are not misled into thinking that it's something so terribly wrong with this lifestyle that, oh, you should just stay away from it, and it's bad and it's wrong and all these negative things. People are just so misguided. And the first thing that people think, unfortunately, when you think about BDSM is, oh, you're a freak. Like, y'all have no freaking idea. You'll be surprised at people who actually are a part of the lifestyle, who practice lifestyle, unapologetically, like they are really into it, from different socioeconomic statuses, right? You have people from bottom, people who broke, people who rich, people who own businesses, companies. You have judges, lawyers, doctors, police officers who are part of the lifestyle. You will be surprised who are actually part of BDSM, the BDSM community. So I'm just going to have to end this by saying that for you guys who are part of the lifestyle, I think it's everyone's responsibility to kind of get the word out there and spread the truth and be a good representation for the BDSM community, to the people who have not a clue what this thing is about. And for producers, people who have money, let's get together and let's create media, let's create films, documentaries that actually showcase the lifestyle in a positive light. And we can actually show people that you can actually live this lifestyle and live it happily and healthy. And I actually had a conversation with my coworker. I let her know, like, you know what, we're going to have to do a documentary together, because she's actually a slave. It's her and her slave sister and their master. They all live together and they're happy. And not only that, but she told me that it's interesting, because you guys know it'll be 2 years that I've been in LA, January 27th. 2 years. So my 2 year anniversary in LA is coming up. And I'm feeling really refreshed, because I've actually found the BDSM community. You guys don't know, like I've been kind of looking and searching because it's really hard to find. It's more like a underground type of thing, right? And it's not really broadcast in mainstream media. Like people, so in order to find out where the BDSM parties or clubs, like you got to know somebody. And luckily, I have her, my coworker, who works at my treatment center where I work. Like she gave me the inside scoop. So her master is friends with another master who owns a BDSM club out here in LA. And I am just so excited. Not only that, but from what I hear, it's the first Black-owned BDSM club in America, you guys. So I'm just so excited. And they invited me to come out to party and to kind of just get feel a vibe and get, just check it out or whatever. They have classes and workshops and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, y'all know, count me in. I will be there. And I was like, I don't want to be teased, with y'all little information and your little parties and stuff. And she was like, it's not going to tease. Like, we're not going to tease you. I was like, you don't get what I'm saying. I don't want to be teased, which means I'm single. And all this stuff is a tease to me. Going to a BDSM party is a tease if you're single. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to participate. I want to be able to enjoy it. You get what I'm saying? But she was like, well, don't worry. there are people there, and don't worry. You will meet people. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to hear. I will meet people. Okay. So I don't know. Who knows what we shall find, what we shall come across. But I don't know. I'm just excited, y'all. I'm excited about BDSM. I'm excited about this new movie coming out. And I'm looking forward to getting my advance tickets to the premiere. Like I said, I reached out to my connect that I have out here in LA, who I got the tickets from last year. And I was like front row seat at the movie premiere at 50 Shades Darker, y'all. Like, it don't get no better than that. But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm disappointed. But it's just motivation for me and other people in the community to really put out media that depicts this lifestyle in a more positive light with a positive ending and not some bad stuff, And it's like, maybe, I'm the kettle calling the pot black because, my story that I wrote Dying to Submit doesn't end that well either. But that's a whole nother story. All right, catch you guys later. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. And y'all better get off of subs and doms and get off the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know nothing about BDSM, step back. Watch your back. You know what I'm saying? Because we like a gang. BDSM gang, 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 gang. All right, catch you guys later. I love you guys. Smooches. Bye-bye.